Ladies and gentlemen, here we are of our tier list of what is the most valuable untradeable item in OSRS. Let's talk about our factors. First off, is this item relevant? Is this an item that is actually useful? Is it a fun item? And of course, is this item like an upgrade? Is this something that is going to improve upon your gear, or should you just go like buy something normal off of the GE? All of that, and of course maybe how easy it is to obtain. And by the way, I am an Ironman. This is coming from an Ironman's perspective, but I do think this is useful for everybody. But I just want to say, take that with caution, with a grain of salt. But hey, let me know in the comments, man. I love the debate. Let me know also what items I missed. Of course, do leave a like. Please subscribe too. We're so close to 1K. I'll get my wife in one of these videos. And anyway, let's talk about the Void Armor set. So this isn't exactly a single item, that's fair. Comes from Pest Control. It has amazing attack bonuses. Really, it can be used in PvE, PvE. It can even be used at Endgame. I would say that, yeah, typically if you know what you're doing, if you're playing in like the veteran ship, you can get this in maybe 4 hours. But yeah, other than that, it's probably like a 15-hour grind if you're like a beginner, if you're a noob, if you're an Iron Man. Definitely worth chasing, for sure a great item. Where are we gonna put it, man? First item on the list, I can't believe I made this the first one. Let's put it in an A tier. I also just love Pest Control, bite me. Yo, alright, next up we're talking about Ava's accumulators. So there's also the assembler and the attractor. Basically, very good entry-level quest for you to go about unlocking this. Again, very well rounded. If you're using range, you have to go get this item. And honestly, I feel like I kind of failed a little here. This is 2 A items instantly. So, I feel like it has to go in A tier. And it's just really a question before or after Void. I'm going to say after. Alright, steel keyrings, man. So, this is an easy one. I just got this on my Iron Man. It is definitely at least crap tier. It saves you bank space. It lets you put a ton of rings on it. But other than that, maybe F. I don't know. So basically you gotta go and do one small favor and you gotta run down to Shiloh's village. It's a cool item. It's a unique item. Again, if you are like an ultimate Iron Man, then I don't know, maybe? It's definitely at least F tier, man. I don't even know if it should be on the list. Fishing barrel, man, let's talk about it. Okay, so the fishing barrel, what's really cool about this is maybe like every kid's wet dream back from like middle school. 1 in 400 drop chance, that is very hard to obtain, so we're gonna factor that in. But it allows you to like fish twice as much swordfish, twice as much sharks. If you're doing traditional fishing, which most Ironmen are at some point because you need food, this is a great item. It's really cool if you're lucky enough to get it. But that being said, most mains and even a lot of Ironmans, like, you're just going to do Tempros. You're just going to do like barbarian training. So, I think C tier is fair. Okay, man, yo, the Abyssal Lantern. So I love this item. I was gonna put in the Colossal Pouch, the Needle, but this is just better. I don't know why people don't talk about it. If you've got the fire making level, look at all these bonuses that you can get with this. Extremely useful, great item, certainly B tier, definitely more rounded than the fishing barrel. But yo, okay, now it's time to get to a real iconic item. I think there's no debate here. Recipe for Disaster, iconic quest. Definitely a little bit of a challenging like grind, but it's not RNG, so already like that is something that's worth factoring in. Maybe it's like a 50-hour grind if you don't really know what you're doing, if you're being like, mildly efficient. But yeah, second best in slot across all categories. Very good item. I would say it's at least A tier. No, you know what, I think this is going to be our first S tier item. What do you guys think of that? I think it deserves this spot. It's probably better than Void because of that, and anyway, next up, Bone Crusher, man. So this has made quite a few of my lists. I know you guys know I like it a lot. It really is great that it saves you half the experience. It comes from the land of Mauritania, and yes, you do need to get the hard diary done, or elite if you want to get all the experience from every bone. So really the question is, how lazy are you? Do you not like picking up your bones and burying them? I think it's worth it. Let's say B tier, and honestly, it's just more well-rounded than the Abyssal Lantern, so yeah. Alrighty, yo, we're flying over to Valimor next to talk about the Colosseum, baby. This is one of the endgame contents, to say the least. It's honestly probably one of the most endgame items on this list, the Quiver. Best in slot range. It's way harder to do the Coliseum now than like, back in the day doing something like Zora. So we have to factor that in. It's a very cool item, but I would still say all in all, the Assembler, is just Ava's accumulator, whatever, is easier to get and quite literally nearly as good. So yeah, we're gonna put it behind it at least for now. Obviously we'll change this up later. But yo, Draymond staff. So of course, fairy rings, man. Like you can't make an untradeable tier list and not talk about this, right? It's so good. It's nice because you can get all around the world, man. Fairy Tale Part 2. Very easy quest. You don't even have to finish it. I haven't even finished it yet. And yet you can teleport to 52 locations, man. If you are an Ironman, go get this. Unless, like, again, you have access to lots of rings. And even then, it's not as good as this. It's just such a great item. Definitely S tier. Emberlight. Alright, man. So, dude, I think we haven't talked about this item before. Maybe I'm wrong. It is locked behind Gothic Sleep, which is a Grandmaster quest, so certainly something endgame, but this is the best in slot weapon to kill anything demon-wise. It's really cool. It's got its own special to it. I think top of B tier is fair, but I don't know. Maybe, yeah, we'll leave it there. Okay, yo, we're moving on to where none other than Jad, dude. Iconic guy. We have our cheese cape locked behind him. But the problem is, back in the day, this was endgame content. Now this is pretty much like entry-level mid-game content. I think that's fair. And like, yeah, you can safe spot him. It's just not like that hard. But that makes it easier to obtain. So certainly better than the quiver. But Assembler, I don't know, dude. That's an even easier one to get, honestly. And so, since they're both because you gotta kill Vorkath, I guess. Yeah, we'll put it above it for now, and we'll think about that. But yeah, Cheesecake, really cool, very iconic. I think it's definitely an A tier item, easy to get, honestly. Yo, alright, so we're talking about the Salve Amulet. I know we've already talked about this before, but not when we're comparing untradables. So for one, it's very good in the niche setting. In fact, second best when you're doing bosses like that. It has amazing bonuses, especially once you get the imbued version of it. And what's nice is you don't have to be on a Slayer task. If you're on a Slayer task, just wear your black mask. But if not, you should be wearing this, especially if you're looking for even that extra prayer bonus, honestly. But yo, okay, so next up, we're talking about the Crystal Shield here. And so the reason why I'm showing the Coliseum behind this is one of the best tank items in the game, and it's extremely well-rounded. Look at this list of places that it's considered good for. It's really second best at a ton of them, and so if you are looking for a good tank item, especially for range, it certainly should bring it. Not too hard to obtain. A tier. Alright, the imbued Ceradoman Cape. So another currently, as not for long, best in slot magic cape. Comes from Mage Arena 2, you do have to imbue it. Obviously, you get the Ceradoman. If you get the other ones, you're crazy. I'm just kidding, but for real, man, Ceradoman's just like that. I feel like that's who everyone always goes with, at least myself, man. Very great item, very well-rounded. It's very easy to get, so therefore, it should be certainly higher than Quiver. I'd say higher than Cheesecake because it's currently best in slot. Yo, let's talk Graceful, man. So yeah, if you guys looked closely at that thumbnail, that wasn't a lie. I think Graceful is overhyped. I would say other people are starting to say that too. For one, 13 to 16 hours, man. That is not fun. Like, I enjoy rooftops, actually. I am kind of crazy like that. Maybe you are too. But that's a long time, so we're dropping this buddy right down here. Come at me, man. I don't know. So, yo, we're going back to Mauritania to talk about the Ectophile. A great, simple teleport that never runs out. You get it from Ghost Ahoy, a pretty easy quest, like early mid-game, honestly, even if you don't mind questing. And it gets you all the way over here onto, like, really the far east of the map. Very well-rounded. I guess if you have fairy rings, like, that's generally speaking better, because there is a fairy ring kind of close to it. But I think it goes at least in C, and I'd probably put it above Salve, because, again, there's just not too many things that get you that far over there that easily. Anyway, let's talk about one of my favorite items, the coal bag, man. We recently got this because we need to make a ton of cannonballs. So check this out. Basically, this saves you, like, so much time because you fill the bag up with coal. and then you run on over here, or again, you can do Blast Furnace too. You do have to go through a long grind at Motherlode Mine in order to get one, but it allows you to like extend your trips making steel bars or really making a ton of bars, anything that needs coal. Very well-rounded item, very good for mining, but that being said, it honestly only helps mining, so I'd kind of put it up here at the fishing barrel. You know, maybe better than the fishing barrel because that's like complete RNG. Yo, alright, we're on the Dragon Defender, baby. So, the Dragon Defender with 1F and not 2 is that, hey, this is a very good item. It's kind of RNG, not really. It's really, honestly, like one of the best in slots that you can get. And the reason why I say Dragon and not, like, a Varric is that then there's no RNG from it. That you can essentially get this just killing a ton of Cyclopses. And really, like, honestly, this is probably an S tier or top of A. It's really one of those things that not only does it give you amazing attack bonuses, but defense bonuses as well. I think that's a fair spot for it. Rune Pouch. Oh, man, dude. So you should just go get this from the Slayer shop or Last Man Standing. It's kind of untradeable. I know I might offend some of you guys here, but I think at least the middle of B. It's very good utility. It saves you space in your inventory, so you can bring more food, bring whatever you possibly want. We're moving that quiver down, man. That thing doesn't deserve to be there. All right, another cult classic is the Ardoin Cloak. Another diary item. It comes from the Easy. Of course, you can get better versions of it. What's really great about it is not only does it have a prayer bonus, but it gives you unlimited teleports. You only need freaking 5 thieving, honestly, and it's really easy to obtain. For any Ironman, it's very good. It's also very great for your fairy rings, so factoring that in, like, I think this could be S tier, honestly. Again, it kind of benefits from the fact that we have fairy rings to go with it, but I don't know. I guess you could just teleport to Ardoin with like a law room. I love it. I think it's really good. I think maybe third of S tier for now. Okay, mining gloves, man. So as we're coming near the end of this list, the mining gloves are what like RuneScape 3 basically has. And the fact that it allows you to do traditional mining in a more FK manner. It does take a bit of a grind to get it, but what it does is, see that? This is just the first version of it. You click and you get 2 coal instead of 1, so it doubles how long it takes. Of course, you can upgrade it to get 3 and then even 4, and it works on, like, honestly, a ton of different resources other than just coal, but it is a bit of a grind, and most of you are just going to say go do shooting stars. So, I don't know. I really do like this item, but I can't put it higher than C. I think, yeah, it has to go there because you're just going to say do shooting stars, man, which is fair. I do get that. For traditional mining, though, it's awesome. Yo, we're at the end. Our last item, the Fighter's Torso. We all hate this grind. I get it. It's actually not that long. And again, it's literally a Bandos chestplate, but for free. It has to be in the S tier. Honestly, it's... man, this is kind of tough. Barrow's gloves just help every single combat style, while this is only going to really help you for like strength and melee. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Maybe, I think third. I think third's fine. Again, you guys can come at me for the Draven staff, but I think that has to be in the top. Here's roughly, I would say, how this falls. Again, Ironman perspective, my opinions, but I want to hear what all you have to say. Also, if we get to, let's say, 50 likes, man, I'm going to run this back. I'll add in every item you guys said that I missed. In fact, we'll even, like, just double the item count. I love setting a likes goal like that because apparently you guys respond really well to that. I love making these videos. It's so much fun. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, too. We're so close to 1K. I really would appreciate that. Anyway, have an amazing day, you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.